Hello guys and welcome back to another UCL Fantasy video. Today I'm going to present to you my team selection for the upcoming Matchday 8. Have in mind that my transfers are not confirmed yet, so it's not my final team. You will have to come in and tune on stream to see my final team, but this will be the team that I'll be most probably taking into Matchday 8. Before we move into my team selection, we'll be looking at the standings, as I think that it's pretty important to see some teams that need to fight for something and will be good to have players from. I'm currently 605th in the world, so smash that like and subscribe button if you think that this is a good rank and if you want to see more content from me. As you can see, I have a sub goal of 2.5k. I'm already at 2.3. I cannot farm it. Honestly, I started the year at 2k. Already 300 new people joined the community. Let's hope it reaches out to more and more people until the end of the month. If we can reach 2.3, so 2350, it would be amazing, but let's see where the road leads us. Now let's jump and see how the standings are looking, and then we're going to go and talk about my team in a nutshell and what I think about it, what transfers I'm going to do, and what am I exactly planning to do with it, and how I will approach the final match day of the group stages. So here is how the table is looking after match day 7. We have several things that we need to discuss, and we have some obvious things that we have to state. So Liverpool and Barcelona will, Liverpool will finish in the top one or so the first or second spot. So I think that they will be coming with a pretty rested side. I would not say that players like VVD and Salah will be rested, but most of them, like probably Gakpo, like probably Konate, probably like McAllister, Gravenberg, they will be all given a slight rest, and I think that this would lead to probably a little bit of a surprise, to be fair, but hopefully I'm wrong and Liverpool just go steaming up ahead and take up their first and completely deserved place. Barcelona is under a threat to lose the second spot, which I don't know if it's good or bad, but Arsenal and Inter are close second with 16 points. So I think that genuinely I don't see both Arsenal and Inter getting out of this top 4 spot in general, or top 8, however you want to place it. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be an interesting thing to follow. Arsenal facing Dinamo Zagreb and Inter facing Monaco. It's going to be interesting, but Monaco are number 10, so they will have something to fight for. Also Barcelona facing Atalanta, which are second and seventh. I think that is going to be an interesting fixture. AC Milan is in top 6 after starting pretty poorly, if you ask me, the Champions League run, losing couple of games and not performing up to par, but they're up there. Bayer Leverkusen is a team that I want to point out because I think they will be fighting to keep it in basically in the top 8, and with a victory I think they will do it. They are facing, I think, Sparta Praha, who are already out with 4 points and they have zero chance of advancing forward. So at the end of the day, I think that it's going to be pretty easy for Bayer Leverkusen to win the game. But if Atalanta loses the game, some of Aston Villa, Monaco, Feyenoord, Lille, Brest, all of them can fight for that spot that they are currently occupying. I think that Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Juve, they're all too far away from finishing in the top 8. Probably around 9th place will be something in general, but yeah, team like Feyenoord and Lille will be fighting for that top spot. All of them from 18th place above are secured to be in. PSV and Bruges are most probably going to be in because PSG is facing Stuttgart, and that would mean that when whatever happens, one of the teams is going to finish with probably 13 or 11 points, both of them. So Stuttgart or PSG will go out of the tournament, and there is a high chance, of course, that Benfica go out, but they have a Juve game. There is a high chance, of course, that PSV go out, but with Stuttgart and PSG facing against each other and PSV being on a +3 goal difference, I don't see it happening. The issue for Bruges is that if PSG and Stuttgart play to a draw and Man City destroy Bruges, City will get 11 points. Benfica will be playing very hard to win against Juve, so I think that they will be winning. PSG and Stuttgart if they drew, and Sporting if they beat Bologna. It can lead to Bruges being out. That's a very, very big if, to be fair, but you never know, it might happen. Teams from Bologna up down are all out. Shakhtar still has a chance, but in my opinion, they're as doomed as it gets. If they manage to win a little bit earlier, it would have been wonderful, but to be fair, they had a pretty bad fixture run themselves. Elsewhere, I think teams like City with 8 points will be fighting with their lives to continue forward, and if they beat Bruges, they're going to advance and they're going to be around between 20th and 24th place. So it's not the end of the world. PSG is going to be a team that's going to fight for their life, but Stuttgart are going to fight as well. I think Sporting are beating Bologna. There was a comment on my previous video that Sporting were going to lose. I don't see it happening. After they defeated so many teams and they were in the top 8, now they are basically in danger to lose in the tournament. But to be fair, between 24th and 8th spot, there is only 3 points gap, and that's pretty close. To be fair, from there is a bigger gap between 1st and 7th, like 8th and 25th. It's that tight up there, and a lot of teams may go out and a lot of teams may progress, but most of them are already confirmed to be progressing. For example, Celtic are going to be progressing. Let's see what they do against Aston Villa. So teams to target here, I think Barcelona will be trying to win the game against Atalanta in order to finish at least second. Arsenal and Inter will try to capitalize on a mistake if Barcelona do it. I think Atleti are happy with the points that they got, but they need to make sure they win it. I think AC Milan are very high contenders of finishing it up with a victory, because they face a team of the ranks of Dinamo Zagreb and they will be having a pretty fun game to watch. So Arsenal is facing Girona, Milan is facing Dinamo Zagreb, then we have Bayer Leverkusen versus Sparta Praha. I think that's going to be where the top 8 finishes. Sadly, Atalanta is going to be probably a team that drops out of there, and we're going to see if Aston Villa, Feyenoord, Lille, Brest, who can capitalize. I think from teams from 14th below, I don't think they're getting into the top 8, sadly, because I think at least one team will win, and I feel like all of the teams from 5th to 8th place, apart from Atalanta, will be winning the game. So there is a high chance that Aston Villa make it. Let's see how it goes, because they face Celtic. It looks easy-ish, but I don't think it's that easy. What to say about the standings? Barcelona are with the most scored goals with 26. Surprisingly, a team like Dortmund is with 19 goals, a team like City is with 15, and 15 goals is the same as Liverpool, but Liverpool have only conceded 2. The best defense so far is Inter Milan, so I would be saying that if Inter are having an okay draw, I might be looking to invest in some of their players, because defensively they have been amazing. As you can see, offensively a lot can be desired. Aston Villa with 9, and the next team with less goals is Club Brugge. So basically Inter at 4th place are with less goals than everyone apart from the 20th, and if you go even further down, the next team with less goals is Shakhtar, which is in 27th place. So Inter attack is not something that I'll be looking to dive in. For example, I'm pretty impressed with the way that Barcelona are attacking, so if I'm going for someone, it's going to be their attack. Inter's defense is good, AC Milan defense have been good, Atalanta's defense has been good, with 4 goals only conceded, so it's going to be one of the best, probably the best attack in the world right now in Barcelona, against one of the best defenses in the Champions League. So we have to see how it goes there. I think it's going to be a pretty tight game, but all we know, I think teams like Bayer Leverkusen will be worth investing, as they will be attacking a lot. PSG is worth investing, Sporting is worth investing, and Manchester City is worth investing. Those 4 teams, I know that they'll be fighting with their lives, because first, Bayer Leverkusen can lose their spot in the top 8. PSG and Stuttgart and City and Sporting can lose their place in the Champions League. So I think all of those teams are going to deliver. Now with that in mind, let's go and see how my team is looking at the moment and what I'm planning to do, how I'm planning to do it, and how my team is going to look at the end. Of course, it's not going to be a confirmed team. Nothing is yet confirmed. Have that in mind. I will be confirming it on Wednesday on the deadline stream. There will be 2.5, 3 hour-ish deadline stream. So tune in, say hi, ask your questions. Let's see how I can help you. And if you want to join the community and don't miss the stream, once again, click that subscribe button. So in my team, we will be starting, of course, with the goalkeeper's position. As you can see, I have 0 free transfers because I've already committed to some of the players that you're going to see in a second. But yeah, we will go there step by step. Starting in goal, I have Mike Mainan and Benitez facing Zagreb and Liverpool respectively. The thing about my goalkeeper is that I used my wild card in Matchday 6. So I have prepared for Matchday 6, 7 and 8 with proper keepers. And that would mean that I'll be utilizing the keeper as expected. And I'll be opting for Mike Mainan. He's having an away fixture to Dinamo Zagreb. Milan are 1 win away for solidifying their top 8 spot, and I believe that they're going to do it, and they're going to waste no extra energy there. They're just going to smash Dinamo Zagreb quickly, and then they're going to see the game out. Benitez, on the other hand, is facing Liverpool. It's a pretty important game for PSV, as you have seen on the schedule, but it's pretty hard for them to go out. Basically, I don't see it happening, as even if PSG and Stuttgart drew the game, PSV has a better goal scoring difference than Stuttgart, and they will be through. So I would say that PSV are moving up ahead. So I don't think the result will matter that much for them. If they're 18th or 23rd, I don't think it matters for them. Well, Liverpool will be aiming for the top 1 spot, and they will be going at full speed ahead. I don't plan to use any transfers of the goalkeepers department, as I feel like this position is pretty limited. In UCL Fantasy, around 6 to 9 points is the maximum with no bonus that you can get, because bonus is completely different compared to FPL, and here you get it only as a man of the match, and that's pretty difficult if your team wins. Even if they don't, they're giving it to a center back or something like that. So yeah, if you're a goalkeeper, the limit is pretty low, and I don't think it's worth utilizing any of my transfers there. Moving swiftly into defense, here you can see the first transfer that I'm planning to make, and that is bringing in Hakimi against Stuttgart. I am replacing Wagnerman, who did an amazing job, but now it's facing PSG, and I don't want to have player facing PSG. I'll be getting Hakimi. There is an option to go for Pacho. There is of course an option to go for Gabriel, but I really like Hakimi way more. He is around 25% selected in the game, so if he does something, I will be on the receiving end of it, and I don't want to risk it. Honestly, I have the money with selling Saka last time around and Griezmann. I didn't utilize the fund, so as you can see, after using my transfers, I'm at 3.7, so that means that I'm full with money and I can do whatever I want with the budget. But yeah, at the end of the day, Hakimi has been scoring some goals, have been involved in assists. PSG have been keeping some good clean sheets. He got a goal disallowed against Manchester City, so I think I'm in a pretty good place with him to be selected as a player to go into my team. Moving then into Virgil van Dijk, he is a defender from Liverpool. Last time around, Trent did not play. I think Trent will be rested once again, but Virgil is not going to be rested. He plays every minute of every game unless it is against a tier 2 or below opponent. I don't think that Liverpool will treat PSV game away as a tier 2 opponent, and they will be utilizing at least players like Alisson, Virgil, probably Soboslai, probably someone like Salah will be there. Gakpo with an early sub during midweek. I think that during the weekend, I think he will be involved against his former club. So I think Liverpool will be fighting for a result. After that is Kim from Bayern Munich. Last time around, Bayern Munich did not perform really well, and they lost 3-0, and still Kim got 4 points at the end. And against Slovan Bratislava, I think that he will be a very good contender of some ball recoveries and of a clean sheet. he may even score a goal as he already did against PSG. But I'm not getting him for the goals. I'm just getting him for the ball recoveries and for the way that he is involved in everything that they build. And there is a high chance of a clean sheet if Bayern Munich manage to not throw it away. Moving swiftly into Grimaldo. Yes, he's facing Sparta Praha. Yes, it is at home. So yes, it's an amazing fixture. I don't see him being benched. I think him and Frimpong will be the top 2 players this week. I'm very sad that I cannot afford the move to Frimpong, as I don't want a triple for any team and I want to spread a little bit my players around different teams and different games. But yeah, Grimaldo against Sparta Praha, if you don't have him, just pick him. Trusty is an option that's going to stay on the bench and is not going to see the light of day in Matchday 8. He did an amazing job so far. He will most probably be utilized if he has a good fixture in the playoffs. But Aston Villa away, I don't consider it as a good fixture. Moving swiftly into midfield, we're starting with Musiala, once again Bayern Munich player facing Slovan Bratislava. I think after the fiasco against Feyenoord, they will need to attack the fixtures. I'm pretty surprised that they didn't beat Feyenoord, and if they beat them, they would be on 15 points, and that would have meant that they are a strong contender to finish in the top 8. Now they are fighting for their place not to face Liverpool as soon as they get away from the playoff. But yeah, I think Musiala starts. I think Musiala showcases his talents to the world, and I think Musiala delivers me some good returns. Moving then into the AC Milan player that I will be selecting in attack, that is Reinders. If Vini Jr. was not suspended, it would have been Reinders out for someone like Foden, but at the moment Reinders will remain into the squad. He scored one very important goal during the weekend, and I think he will continue with his good form into the UCL, and he is in a good contention to be awarded a man of the match if he performs well. Moving then to Florian Wirtz, my transfer for Matchday 7. I know that he didn't pay off at Matchday 7, but now in Matchday 8 he's one of the captaincy options that I'm discussing and thinking about. Sparta Praha at home, they need the victory in order to stay in the top 8, so I really don't see Bayer Leverkusen bottling it. And with Wirtz part of that squad and the main engine behind every attack, I think Florian Wirtz is an amazing shout out to go for. Then moving swiftly into Mohamed Salah, as with Virgil, I don't think he misses that game. He's not now a captaincy option as he is playing basically in a game with nothing to win that much. No, not nothing, but not very much to win, and I don't think he will have that spark in him to keep delivering. The final player here on the bench is going to be Kuhn against Aston Villa. The same can be said about him, just like with Trusty. I don't feel like picking my Celtic players against Aston Villa. Moving into attack, there is the proper player in green and white that I'll be relying on, and that will be Gyökeres versus Bologna at home. I think that he will score a lot of goals, and I want to be there. Sporting have not been in the most amazing of form, but they need to win in order for them to be safe and for them to be considered as a team in the UCL knockout stage. So yeah, Gyökeres will be involved. I think he will be playing full 90 minutes and he can score a lot of goals. The final player here that I'm going to discuss is Erling Haaland versus Bruges. He's the second transfer that I will be doing in my team. I wanted to replace Vini with someone. Yes, I'm missing a Real Madrid player, but I genuinely believe that City are going to trash Bruges, and I want to have some players from them, and Haaland is the perfect player to pick from them, in my opinion, if I'm looking for a forward. Marmoush is not registered yet, and they don't have another striker in the Champions League, so yeah, Erling Haaland it's going to be. The final player here is De Ketelaere, who did amazingly well in Matchday 7, but now is probably going to end up on the bench. Facing Barcelona is not an easy feat, even though Barcelona are conceding goals left, right and center, and Atalanta have been good, and they can surprise basically anyone. It's going to be between De Ketelaere versus Barcelona and Reinders versus Dinamo Zagreb. It may change on deadline because a lot of subs may happen, but yeah, I will be selling Vinny for sure, because a lot of money are invested there. And if, for example, Salah is out or Hakimi is not playing or someone else, I may adjust my transfers, but at the end of the day, I can always rely on the Ketelaere and see how he performs. Let's go and see how my team is going to look on paper right now. Yes, of course, Vinny and Wagnumann will be in it, but you can just imagine seeing Haaland and Hakimi instead of them. Here is a quick look how my team is going to be looking in match day 8. As mentioned, disregard Vinny and Wagnumann still being in the team. They are not going to be there for very long. If you want to see the players that I've picked and you only skip to this part, you have to return back and check them. But yeah, the rest of the players, Mylaningo, Grimaldo, Kim, Van Dijk, and the replacement of Wagnumann in defense, Musiala, Reinders, Wirtz, Salah in midfield, and Gyökeres and Vinny Jr. replacements are going to be part of the forward line. Of course, benching the Ketelaere and the two Aston Villa players is not ideal, but I already knew that this was going to happen, and I basically made peace with that decision. Hopefully that team will be returning the points that I want. We'll see on deadline, of course, if that team is going to remain, as if some substitutions are going on and if some players are benched, I may just rely on the nailed starters, for example, like the Ketelaere, who is currently on the bench. As per usual, we are ending the video with the members of the channel. Set Foreign with 30 gifted, Zach, Oscar, Papas, Kauser with 40 gifted, and Hem. Thanks so much for becoming members of the channel. If some of you want to become members of the channel, here are the prices that you have to pay. If you're paying in English pounds, of course, it may vary in different currency. If you cannot support me financially, just click that subscribe button and that like button and leave down a comment, because it will help me massively to improve my community and to be presented to more and more people. Thanks so much for watching. Tomorrow we are going to be seeing some deadline tips. We're going to be deciding on the best captains for the upcoming week. But for now, guys, I'll be heading out. Bye.